It's the same thing as kind of in the shuffle. I try to keep it really soft. It's the 9, and then to the which the configuration is like a flat seventh. It's probably got another name to it, D flat something. Down a half step to the G seventh. And I was changing rhythm patterns there, which is not a really good idea playing rhythm, but being a lead player and having all that ego in me that we have as lead players, you tend to get busier, and so I look for little figures to play. Once again, probably not something I'd want somebody playing behind me to play, but to go from this straight thing to and it's always real tempting to do that old Stormy Monday deal. That old deal, that so many people do. But I like to keep it in one tempo and keep it straight. But I did do the Stormy Monday deal. And once again, it's one of those parts that works regardless of what the bass is doing. I heard the original version of Stormy Monday not too long ago in a jukebox where the bass was real loud, and I realized that the bass wasn't playing all those parts. That everybody plays in bands now. The bass plays the guitar parts, the up half a step, down half a step, and all the walk. But the bass is just walking. So if the guy knows what he's doing, he's walking, you can play all these chords against that stuff and make it interesting too. And try to stay out of the way of whoever's playing guitar. This is more like stuff I'd play behind a horn player, really, to play some chords. And I love the diminished. Just all those little tiny inversions that you put a rhythm to them and it just make it more interesting. Oh, that's that turnaround that it ends up with a 6, really. Or I could have been doing. I like this chord too. I like the voicing on it coming out of the diminished. That old Freddie King ninth. And the diminished has always got all the interesting stuff you can do with it too. Ninth, diminished. There it is. And then turn around. There's so many of those that you can throw in there. Not so much a diminished one, but one I use a lot, and it's one of those guitar turnarounds again where you're moving some strings, and you could call the chords almost anything, from the 7th to this. And I guess this would be, it looks like a F minor 7th, but to a E minor 7th, to a E flat 7th. And I use this for a turnaround too. And the old. I'm a turnaround freak. I like to find interesting things to do between the verses. The 13th, is that a 13th? Yeah. That one? Yeah, I love that chord. I like, especially use it for endings. And I think it's the 13th, but I could be wrong about that. It's one of the few blues chords I use. It's a full chord because, so many of us are doing these nights all the time, which is great with a bigger band. You got other people covering the other notes in the chord, but it doesn't have that bass note in it, and I like this because it does, as opposed to the 7th. I just, you know, I got tired of sevenths, so it went with this. It's big sounding, orchestral sounding. I like it. So many of the ending chords, some of them I don't even know what they are. They're just, I've stumbled upon them. And if we're in D, for instance, in the blues thing, I don't know what that is. It's a D flat 5, D7, 9, flat 5 with a 6th, which might make it a 13th of some kind. And I also play it in the 5th position, even for D. And my favorite one is the flatted 5th. It's D9 with a flat 5, I guess. I like that unresolved feeling. And I've used this one. Anything to put an edge on the chord. Once again, the 13th, I like it a lot. I'll do a flat 5 like this. Bap, bap. And sometimes I'll leave them unresolved. It gives them even more of an edge. You know, people are waiting, just please take it. It's kind of like going and stopping. You know, I mean, you're crying out for that next chord.